Now you're playing with power. Nintendo power. I was in Nintendo power. True story. High score for Narc. Okay. Hey, I'm not here to debate it, but if your guitar amp sucks, like the sound it produces, it doesn't matter how great of a guitar you have. So when people ask, should I spend more money on a good amp or a good guitar, I always lean towards the amp side of things. You could spend less on a decent guitar and put more money on a good amp. That's my opinion. Let me know your opinion in the comments. Anyways, if you don't agree with me, you're wrong. But that's just my opinion about my own opinion. So take it or leave it. All right, today I am enthusiastically enamored to be showing you this amp from Supro. Everyone on YouTube always says, hey, I'm super excited. No, you're not. Shut up. Just shut the fake down. Shut off the fake. Be the real. Maybe you are excited. I don't care. Anyways, so my good friends at Sweetwater sent this over, and this is a sponsored video, sponsored by Sweetwater. And you see the little sticker thing? Animation. Stop motion animation. That took years to make. And when I say friends, I literally mean that. And when I say literally, I really know what that word means when I'm saying it. Most people say that word so much, it literally makes my head explode. This is my new favorite practice amp. And that's not a joke. And that's it's something. Will it replace my go-to recording amp, the Princeton? I don't know. You tell me. Why is it my new favorite? Well, it's like a Princeton. You're going to hear the word Princeton a lot in this video, just so you know. It's like a Princeton. I guess that's like what I can compare it to, right? Of all the amps I've tried. It's like a Princeton, but they added a secret power to it. Or a lack of. We'll get to that in a second. And before making this video, I was thinking of a title. I like to think of titles when I'm working on a video. I was going to call this one The Princeton Killer, but I thought that sounded like some type of murder thing. And then I actually Googled that, and yeah, it is. It's a case. There's like a thing. It's not good. Anyways, that's not my vibe, so let's keep it nicer. Why Princeton comparison? Well, it's got a 10-inch speaker and all the controls that it has. And the bonus, why this amulet is more versatile than that other amp that I said 100 times, it's the output power switch. You have the option of 15 watt, 5 watt, and 1 watt. And why is that cool? Who cares, right? It's just watts. What are you even talking about? It's cool because you can do this. Turn the amp to 1 watt mode, set the volume to full, and do this. Right? Isn't that cool? Natural drive. Can you do that with a Princeton without a pedal? Without blowing the windows out of your car? Why are you playing in the car? Okay, let's go over the amp controls on top, and then let's just play this Princeton Killer, and I'll pop up the spec list on the side here so you can read it. So you can go right there. I don't know, left or right. And you can read that as well. So we'll talk about this amp. Mainly you want to hear it. So there's timestamps. If you want to skip to the playing parts, there should be a lot of it. Okay, on top, if we're looking, say you had the amp on the floor and you were standing over it, this is what you would see. I don't know. Did I have to explain that? All right, going from left to right, like you're behind the amp, right? You got the volume knob, you got a treble, you got a bass, then you got a reverb knob for the real reverb tank. It's got a real one in the bottom here. And then you got a speed and a depth knob for the tremolo. Tremolo? I call it vibrato. I like to be like Fender and say it wrong. Then you got the output power switch, which I mentioned. I can't say that word. Standby and power switches. So I used to think the standby switch meant you had to stand beside your amp. Okay, quick look at the back. You can do parallel 8 ohm speaker output. So you could stack it with another cabinet, and you could run them both at 4 ohm. So you could have two. That'd be pretty cool. I'd like to hear that. Which makes it pretty versatile for maybe possibly gigging, depending on your band and how loud your drummer is and how big your band is and how the venue. That's always the case, right? And then you can plug in an optional foot switch to control the on-off for the reverb and the trim. I don't have one of those, so I'm just gonna be playing with the knobs, the dials on top. Okay, we're gonna take a bunch of my guitars, all different sounding guitars, and put it through the amp. But first, this is what you always have to do with a brand new amp. If you don't do this, you're doing it wrong. We gotta read the full manual. play guitar and have fun. Okay, let's kill my ears. We're gonna do a volume test. We're gonna max out the amp, full volume testing with the decibel meter. People are like, what is that? The numbers thing behind you. That's what it is. It's a decibel meter. And we're gonna show you the volume. The 15 maxed, and then is it 5 or 10? I should know that. We'll do the 3 volume settings and then see what they can max out as. And when I said the amp is smaller, did I say that? I don't remember if I said it. Let's compare it beside like an AC-15. You can see that. And then it's actually smaller footprint than a Princeton as well. So, okay, so there you go. So this is my second time checking out Supro amps. The first one, I'll put a link in the description. You can check out that one. It was a review of the Black Magic, and not Black Magic Reverb. The Black Magic doesn't have a reverb. And this amp is way more versatile. So, some final thoughts about this amp. Amazing fit and finish. It looks beautiful. Like, I love the Supro cosmetics, their choice of like their logo and just how everything comes together and looks. It's really cool. The reverb is really nice. I love that you can crank this to 1 watt for dirt. I've kind of hinted at this before. It's a nice and light amp and compact. It's only 29 pounds, but it can get some big tones. You saw the decibels. And it is a couple $100 less than that other amp I mentioned called a Fender Princeton. And I'm a big fan of the speaker, stock speaker, Celestian Creamback. I've always loved those. I even just like the name. The speaker could suck and I'd still like it. Anything I don't love controls on top and reversed. Vox does it all the time. I got over it quickly when the tones were so good. And it's never a deal breaker for me. I just prefer the front-facing controls. Like in a gigging situation, I wouldn't really care, but it's mainly because of the shelf I got back here and just, you know, ease of use with the front-facing. When you're making a video and you can just have a camera facing it too. Like I got a top-down I can't talk today. Top-down mounted camera, and that's work to set up. It's to get those angles. So, all right. So this is the 10-inch model, but there's also a newer 12-inch model. And it's the same amp, they just put in a 12-inch Creamback speaker. So maybe in the future, if I can get a 12-inch Creamback speaker, I could pop that in and then compare it, see what probably just be louder and bigger. All right, check out the links in the description if you want to get one. Again, it's from Sweetwater. You can check out, I got affiliate links to Sweetwater. If you're not in the US, you know, I've got other affiliate links. You can get it anywhere in the world. Just always appreciated. So, and I don't say this that often with amps, but this is highly recommended. Highly recommended, highly recommended, highly recommended, highly recommended. Okay, I guess I do say it often. So, for this one, horrible jokes. All right, as always, play guitar and have fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.